today I'm going to take him for one long walk instead of 3 short walks. And we're going to spend the day on the beach to walk. I'll show you on my GPS. It's going to basically be about a 5-mile walk. Now I've walked to the lake on the end of this dirt road, and I've also walked the road down to the boat launch over here. But I have never gone and walked from both points along the beach to connect the two. So I'm basically going to take this dirt road down to this bay here and then walk along the shoreline into all these little kind of bays looking for different nature and different things to photograph, and hopefully make my way back to the boat launch here and then walk along the tarmac road back up to my gravel road, and should be a good walk. You know, it looks pretty dead to me, like someone drove over it. Oh, I just came across this. I'm so glad I'm looking down. I don't know if River just did this to this tortoise, although he's not moving. So it may have been a long time. No, he's all muddy. So it happened a while ago. These are forest tortoise. There's a couple different kinds of them. But he was completely upside down in the mud here. I feel bad for him. I'm going to move him off of the road too. Come here, buddy. I know. I'm going to put you by the water. You're probably thirsty. Maybe that's the problem. Put you over here where no one will drive. Here you go, bud. Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. Hey, get away from my little tortoise. So towards the end of this road, this rut, while covered up with like trees, so if you were coming here, you probably wouldn't see this, but it falls off a good 3.5 feet. And you can tell from the logs that are in there that people have fallen in there with one of their tires at least. Yeah. Another good reason to walk the trail before you drive the trail. So we have gotten to the water here. And I'm sure the river's somewhere around here. So I come across this a lot more often than you would think, especially in the different forests that I stay in. So this is where, yeah, because of the different number of shoes that are here and the water bottles. So when you look at this right away, you're thinking, oh, there's so much garbage here. This homeless person destroyed the forest. And I kind of feel that way too when I see it. But, I mean, having a bag, that bag right there is something to carry things in. You need that. Having a cooler for your beer or water or whatever right there, that's what that is. The cans and the stuff like that is clearly garbage, but if you look at that, there's not very much of it. The rest is actual plastic bottles that they use to drag pool water around. The tent, while it's not much, was probably left by someone and they found it. Or, you know, this could be a $10 tent at a dollar store or whatever. Extra coats. Pruners, old batteries. Obviously the rubber boots make the most sense. I don't know why anyone would even leave those here. So my thought is that a cop found them or busted them and pulled them out of here. But So there's a garbage bag right there, and the garbage is in it. So the person is trying to at least clean up. And then there's obviously a toilet where they just, basically it's a bucket with enough water in it to cover up the poop and pee while you go, and then you dump it later. So it doesn't smell while it's here. This kind of stuff though makes you a little worried. I don't know what they were doing. Maybe they were thinking if I put a fake body in the tent, everyone will leave my stuff alone. Even deodorant says something, right? So, but I come across this a lot more than you would think. So River and I got to the beach. He's already gone and went swimming, and he's full of mud. So this is gonna be a fun trek. I'm gonna go around that way, like the map says. We'll see. This kind of, like, it's a solid surface. I'm not sinking in right now, but at night when it's moist, the animals sink in. So this is a very cool spot to kind of learn tracks, like the deer. There's raccoon, rabbit. I'll find a stork. A stork one is kind of cool to look at, but I'll find one of those. There's some snake tracks. So if you look along here, this whole... No, that's a stork. Look at it, right here. Look at that, right there. What are you doing? Beautiful day. So that's a bobcat. It looks pretty much like a dog print, but there's no nails. Look at that. Here is a bobcat trail or print right next to a dog print. See a dog print? Raccoon print. Where did it go? Bobcat print. And then look, it goes off. What's crazy is the footprints are as big as that like coyote print, so it's not a small cat. It's just not as big as River. So the first time I saw a bobcat, River was 10 feet away from me and the bobcat was 10 feet away from River. And I thought it was a huge bobcat, the size of River, and River was only 6 months at the time. I thought for sure this is a cougar and I'm gonna die. And then I saw the bobtail, made me feel a little better, and the cat just walked off, sauntered off, didn't really react to us at all, but I screamed for River like the death was coming for him. So he turned back. So these are clams. Some of them that dig down have tentacles that shoot out long enough to make these little towers. And then, you're never going to believe what this is. And there's enough of them around that you come into them pretty often. And it is a freshwater jellyfish in the Tennessee River. Freshwater jellyfish. And they're not everywhere, but they're around. They're connected to 2 or 3 together and up on the shore and everything like that. They're floating by. So finally I can see the boat launch off in the distance. It looks like 1 or 2 more little bays to get over there. You can see the fall colors are coming in too. Yeah, that looks like the boat launch right there. And it will yep, that's the boat launch. Typically the water is much higher and this would be underwater by a foot. And it is a catfish trap. There is, on this walk I've seen 10. Which, I don't know if it's good or bad, but that's what it is. And they do it around here. Here's another version of a catfish trap. Essentially, they weight it down so the stick doesn't go anywhere. And they got a barrel there. There's a little hole in the barrel that allows the fish to come in. And they bait it. And then they come back the next day and there's a bunch of catfish in there having eaten the food but can't get out. Yeah, so. The other thing I think is interesting is everyone that I've seen that has professionally catfish, they don't do it where they're on the boat the whole time. They go and they put baits and traps out and then they come back the next day. So here's a net trap where you put a bunch of poles in the water and they start out narrow. They start wide and then they get narrow. And essentially you feed them into a little pen. And you bait the pen and you bait the area inside and then you come back the next day and you walk in there and grab them. This guy is a professional fisherman, which is why he has that tank inside of his boat that has its own motor. It runs its own oxygen and it will pump and fill the tank. Go around. Oh, you're gonna love it. See these roots? There's a little water hole dug out underwater. I wonder if a beaver lives here. I wonder if he eats right here in front of his door all the time. Made it to the boat launch. It's 11:30 about right now. We've still got a couple miles to get back to the campsite before lunch. He's on a leash because there's people with dogs over there. So typically this is what a lot of people do is they bring their camper or RV in and they go back and they get their boat and they put their boat in the water and then they stay for a week or two. It's perfect. Yeah, you can hear the dogs barking. It's $50 for a permit for the entire year. Pretty good. So we just turned off of the tarmac road back onto my gravel road that comes right by the trailer. So we're about a mile in. If you remember from last week's video, I'm pretty sure River's almost already there. The way he ran off when I unlocked him here. So it's a good dog walk. And we're finally back home. That looks like a forest, an upside down forest, but that's water. It's a reflection. Isn't that crazy? Thanks for watching this week's video. My average dog walk is not that exciting, but they are pretty cool usually. Next week is going to be very exciting. I'm just going to give you a little taste of what we're going to run into. I bought a really good platform for a houseboat, and I think I'm going to bring it here and build a houseboat over the next couple of weeks. And then get back to getting back on the river like my plan was originally going to be. So, yeah, I'll put one or two pictures of it after this. But thanks for watching. Subscribe, share, like, comment, even if it's just to say hi. And if you have any other questions, let me know. Thank you. Houseboat build starts next week. I'm excited. Thanks for watching.